Okay folks, we shot the Hatfield today. Put our first few rounds through it. It wasn't flawless, that's for sure. It did have its hang-ups, but you know, it's a new gun. I think they do recommend a break-in period to this particular gun, so has to limber up and loosen up. But biggest issue I had was it not wanting to put the round up into the chamber. And this gun is unloaded, and there's no rounds in the chamber, so this gun is unloaded. So we're gonna take it apart here, and you know, we cleaned it yesterday before we shot it, but we're gonna take a look at it. Might do a little maybe do a little tweaking on it. Now it's dirty. Those rounds are definitely put some dirt in it, so we're gonna disassemble it here and take a look at it and see what we can do, if we can see anything that might so we'll remove our barrel, and there's what our gas piston looked back like after about 50 rounds. So she is dirty. Look at that. So we're going to pull that out and pull my operating rod out. I'm going to let this come forward, preferably slowly. And I'm going to pull out my operating rod as soon as I can get this lined up here. This operating rod isn't hard to get out. See if you get it just right. Look at the black on my arm. I rubbed up against that. Look at that. That's how dirty this is after just those rounds from today. So we're gonna take that apart. There's our bolt carrier. I don't think I'm going to take the trigger group out again, although I might. What I thought about doing tonight, though, was actually polishing this bolt face. The round could be dragging a little bit as it comes up across that, and I thought about maybe getting the Dremel and putting a little polish on that bolt face there. And although this, look at that dirt, maybe just a thorough cleaning would suffice. So let me get some stuff out here. I should have done this before. Should have laid some of this stuff out. Lay this rag out here to work on, because that's pretty dirty. We'll lay all of our parts back over here. And yeah, but this is definitely, look at the amount of dirt that yeah, it's dirty. So let's spray some see. It feels like that's lost its spray. We're gonna clean this bolt up real good. Get the burnt powder residue. Like I said, we only put about 50 rounds, so maybe 55, possibly 60. I didn't really count. I had 2 partial boxes. I shot 1 full box, 5 double aught buck, 5 turkey loads, and yeah, so probably about 50 to 60 rounds. I could go out there and pick up all my brass that I shot today, my empty shotgun holes, and count them, but and I will pick them up. I don't leave them laying out there. But so we'll clean that real good. So your firing pin must be retained by this pin right here through the top. So that's what I'm thinking, that's your firing pin retainer. And this would be your retainer for your locking lug, is in the top there. So I'm not sure how that would come out, if that pin is pressed in or how that's put in there. I don't know if that part comes out or not. We're not going to take it apart though. We're just going to clean it thoroughly. Like I said, I thought about maybe polishing that base a little bit, but maybe we'll hold off on that. This thing is filthy. 50 rounds and it is dirty. And the odd thing about it was shooting the 1200 feet per second. You know, cheapest ammo I got. It was functioning perfectly with them. It was the more powerful stuff that this gun was struggling with. So, which is a little odd. That's typically about opposite of how a semi-automatic shotgun works. They usually, the more powerful you load, the more gas you get from the cartridge, and the better they cycle. So, which is typical. So when it didn't shoot the I thoroughly wasn't expecting it at all to shoot the low brass after shooting the 1325. It, you know, it had some hang-ups with that 1325 feet per second stuff. So I really wasn't expecting it to run the 1200 feet per second stuff. So when it did, it kind of shocked me a little bit. But you know, so it appears that this maybe has discolored this. I don't know if that's just burnt on to the point that it's not going to come off. The carbon on that. Because I was thinking that was, and I could go back and look at the video of when I first took it apart, but I was thinking that front of that gas piston was silver as well, but kind of looks to me like it's a different color on the front edge of it. I'm pretty sure it was solid. So there's our gas piston, and it looks good still, so we'll set that aside. Here is our operating rod. We'll give it a little bit of a cleaning. This stuff, yeah, I'm surprised at how dirty this gun is after just 50 rounds. You know, I didn't expect that much dirt. But I guess that's 50 rounds of shotgun is quite a bit. I know I just done a cleaning video on this yesterday, and you know, I'm just bored. I come out here. Actually, the whole reason to come out here was I was seriously contemplating polishing that front of that bolt face, but I'm not sure whether I will or not now, because it does look to be fairly slick. It doesn't look to be, you know, overall the bolt looks pretty slick. So I don't know. Maybe clean it and just run it some more. So here is our gas valve, and we'll put some CLP on that. Give that a little bit of a cleaning, and you can see the black stuff coming off of it. These guns, when they're shipped, must be they must have a lot of cosmoline or something on them, because this was the, yeah. Of course, I remember back when you used to buy like the old SKSs and guns like that, and they would come packed in cosmoline so thick that it was like tar on the things. But this gun was had some kind of heavy oil coating on it, especially on the barrel and this part, because when I first took it apart to examine the barrel and got this whole thing apart, this gun was literally, my hands were black, everything I wiped off was black. I mean, this gun was just covered in some kind of black looking, dirty looking oil. Might be crude oil. So wipe out the inside of our gas piston there. I don't know if you can see that. We'll try to get you a look down there. There's the barrel. I don't know if you can see down it or not. We'll try to get you a shot. But barrel don't look too dirty. Doesn't look. There's a lot right here around the locking lugs. A lot of carbon. Our locking lug still seems to be really, really good. There's our lockup. Our lockup seems to be tight. Looks to have good solid lockup. So right there's where your bolt would sit when it's closed. So looks to have not much of a gap there. Looks like a little more gap here toward the front than the back. So let's put a little CLP on this. Spray a little down the barrel. We'll take our Hoppy's shotgun cleaning bore snake. That's the word I was looking for. Bore snake. Guys, you gotta forgive me. Sometimes I just I lose my train of thought. Sometimes I lose it to the point where I forget what I was talking about. Probably early stages of dementia. My father suffered really badly from dementia, so you know, it's something common in my family to be, you know, you lose your mental facilities as you age. So at some point I'll probably be crazier than a loon. But until then, I try to keep the train on track. The train of thought, that is. So we're going to put a little CLP along in here. And we're going to give this a pull through. That is a nice tight fit. Those bore brushes really fit nice and tightly down that bore. Oh, she is sparkling. I don't know if I can get you a shot of that or not. Set that white can in front of it. Maybe I can get you the light right down through there. You can see it. Alright. Take a rag here and clean off our barrel extension. Like I said, guys, I just made a video on doing this, but you know, and I may not post this one. I may just save it for a rainy day and post it at a later time when I ain't feeling so much in the mood of posting a video. So there is our barrel cleaned. We have our, everything's clean now except for our receiver, and I'm still debating whether to probably need to put a little CLP on this. Man, you see how dirty that got? Look at that. That is one dirty shotgun. I would have never dreamt that would have been that dirty after about 50 rounds or so. You're seeing it right there though. She is dirty. See, this has kind of turned black. It's kind of like the end of the ring. Makes me wonder if that ain't where this is sitting right there. And that's about how far it moves probably. Probably moves about that distance. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I may be wrong. If you know more about this kind of stuff, chime in there and let me know what you think. See if I can get up in here well enough without pulling out the trigger group. I think maybe I can take my rag and my toothbrush here and get up in there good enough to clean that out. Get some of the dirt, grime out of it. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. And then we can get to our rail right there, where our operating rod goes through. And I think that'll be pretty good. Don't look too bad down in there, so let's take our bolt and bolt carrier, put them back together. And we'll slide our bolt carrier back. So we get our operating rod. I'm sorry, I may not have been in frame. Get our operating rod back where it needs to go. So it's in its little pocket back there. There is we're lined up to take out our charging handle. There we go on that. We will pull it back to the rear and lock it. Reinstall our operating rod. And reinstall our barrel. Oh, better put our gas piston in or she won't work at all. Put our gas piston back in. And reinstall our knurled nut there. And we are back together. So there we are, reassembled. Let's take this cleaner, dirtier rag. I'm gonna have to get some new rags. The wife won't let me wash them because she says they mess up her washing machine. So I use them as long as I can use them, then I just throw them away and get me some more. So there we go. Got that cleaned back up. we will reinstall our forearm. Let's look at it, make sure everything's good with it. Don't see any damage from shooting the 3-inch magnums. Everything looks solid still. See no damage. Them heavy magnums, you know, can be hard on a gun. Oh, my little plate's loose there, and I Loctited that. So this is loose, and I did put Loctite on it. It would appear this side is loose. So let me grab my screwdriver and let's tighten that back up, because that was Loctited. I hear somebody down the road shooting. It's after dark. I don't know what they're shooting at. So we're going to, oh yeah, that screw's completely loose. I may have to put some more Loctite on it. Apparently that didn't hold it. If I can get out of there without dropping it. Probably be easier if I took my barrel back off. See, it's the kind of stuff you find after you shoot a gun a little bit. It's the kind of thing you find is that you find the areas where screws become loose, and where your screws come loose at, and where your problem areas are with most guns. And that may be a problem area on this gun, is that little guard that goes on there. It would appear that there's no Loctite on that. I can see no Loctite at all on that. I know I put Loctite on it. So now we have Loctite on it again. There's definitely Loctite on it. This side is loose as well. So this may be an area where I have to watch. And that appears to have no Loctite. I know I Loctited these. I knew I did. Ooh, that's a lot of Loctite. That don't hold it nothing will. So that one's got plenty of Loctite. Wipe off her excess there. Now, yeah, if you can see right there, there are two small screws, and they thread through this into the housing. So, yeah, that may be an area I have to watch. So we'll try reassembling this again. So we're all the way in. Well, that was even loose. That's our gas piston. I'm not going to take it loose, but I am going to put a little Loctite in there and let it carry that around with it. Maybe that will keep that from backing loose. Alright, that's got that couple little areas addressed. Got our that put back. And we'll reinstall our forearm, making sure it's not overly tight. And oh, forgot to put my plug in. Alright, that's got that taken apart after its first 50. You see how dirty it was? We'll give her a final wipe down here. I'll let the bolt come home. And we'll just give the whole gun a good wipe down. There's enough CLP on this rag to wipe it all down good. Rubber stock a little bit there. And that has our Hatfield SAS cleaned and ready for the next go around. So anyway guys, like I said, I was bored. Look how dirty. These things are filthy. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And until the next video, we'll talk to you later.